Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive games here in the Bundesliga. We play Bayern Munich and Dortmund today. As you can see, we have picked up a few good results along the way. We're sat in third place at the moment, and we're starting to get that regularity and consistency for being in and around that top four. I do fear though, if we lose to Dortmund and Bayern Munich today, I think the title chase might be over already, if I'm being truthful. Um, Bayern Munich already are 5 points clear from us. It shouldn't have been quite as much, but one of the results we did have was a 1-0 defeat against Bochum, which was a shocking result, given the way we were playing. We did rotate after that Benfica game, and unfortunately we just couldn't get going in the match, and we ended up losing. But we have had 3-2-0 wins on the bounce since then, against Stuttgart at home, away at Paderborn, and at home against Manchester United. It was a phenomenal result. Really, we scored from two set pieces. Chiarodia, the hero there for us, from two corners. And despite the attendances that we seem to be getting at home when it comes to the league, around 50,000, only 37,000 turned up for that game against Manchester United. So it was a bit of a strange one in terms of the attendance, but it is what it is. We just have to push on and see how far we go. So we've got a puck-out match in between these two league games today. Obviously, it'll be off camera, but big, big opportunities today. We have to get good results in these two matches, and hopefully we will. It's going to be tough, though. We know that for a fact, but we've got to get stuck in today and just try and push our way through. We are having to rotate a little bit. Katala is injured for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, he was injured in the Manchester United match. So he'll actually miss both matches, which is a huge loss from our point of view. So we are having to rotate a little bit. Opicic isn't fully fit, so I don't really fancy playing him, to be honest. But with Mania also not fully fit, you've got a bit of a decision to make. Barrison, I suppose, could play up front and Stupar on that left-hand side. I think that's probably the only way around we can do it today. Hein is in goal with Taseli, Chiarodia, Anastasov and Scally at the back. Ornelas, Carey and Miley in the midfield. Lewis Miley, incidentally, has started picking up some appearances again, and he started scoring goals again as well. So he is really settling into a rhythm for us. Stupar, Nilsson and Barrison up front. So we've just got to get out there and try our best. And we've had a decent record, to be fair, against Bayern Munich in the last year or so. And hopefully that will continue today. But we have shown that we're not quite as invincible as we thought we were, especially after that 30-game unbeaten run that we had the season before last. But we're in a position here where a good result will keep us within touching distance of Bayern Munich and Dortmund. I think, to be fair, if we win today, depending on goal difference, we could go ahead of Dortmund. They actually lost 1-0 to Hoffenheim earlier today as well. So big opportunity. And let's see if we can do it. And Stupar with the strike, Mamadashvili touching it onto the woodwork. It's fallen for Casper Nilsson, who finds Scally. Can we get it into the penalty area? It's swung in. Stupar's at the far post, and Mamadashvili makes the claim. What an important save from the Georgian goalkeeper that was. And again, a very positive start from us. And we have started to get that consistency into our game, despite that Bochum defeat, of course. But with 3-2-0 wins on a bounce, including a very good morale-boosting win against Manchester United, I'm hopeful that we can take it into these games today. And a very good effort there from Bayern Munich. And goal kick given, the shot just wide. Under normal circumstances against Bayern Munich, I would take a draw. But given the nature of the league table at the moment, we have to win today to have any chance. But a draw is better than a defeat, as is always the case. So begrudgingly, we'd take the draw, in all honesty. But a win is what is required. Here's Akamash trying to move down the right-hand side, but we've forced them back really well there, in fact. Mamadashvili into Kancelyak. Now Yao Neves. Back to Kancelyak again. Miran Duman trying to get down that left-hand side. Does well. Finds Yao Neves again. Being very patient in their build-up. Just holding on to possession. All of their attacking players are inside our half. And Leonardo Giglio might have just been offside there. I'm hoping he was, but I'm not certain. Was he offside? Yes, he was. Goal disallowed. He has got a bit of a blank against us at times. That Giglio, he's one of the best players in the Bundesliga, but for whatever reason, he does struggle against us, and he scored against us a few times, all of which have been offside. So hopefully that will continue as the game goes on. But as you can see, Bayern Munich have just had the one attempt at goal that has counted, and it wasn't on target either. We go right into the end of the first half here. Hopefully we can find a way to score from the set piece. Stupar, Miley off the woodwork. Very, very close to taking the lead. That's the second time we've hit the woodwork in the first half. And overall, in relation to chances, 5 attempts to Bayern Munich's 2, 4 on target to Bayern's 1. So far, so good. We've got a couple of players struggling a little bit fitness-wise. Obviously, we had that big game in midweek against Manchester United, but we do need to find a way of getting a goal today. And we are the better side so far. Hopefully, like I say, it will continue. Barrison's really struggling, in fact. Now, we are going to have to make 1 or 2 changes, I think. Tiselli's struggling as well, which is a bit of a blow, as is Joe Scally. I'm just going to pause there. We are going to demand more, but we are going to have to make those changes. Eamon Carey's struggling as well, so a number of changes required here. Cosmin Mania we will bring on up front. Watson can come in midfield to partner Lewis Miley. Tiselli is going to come off for Voiles. It's a big game for Voiles to be coming on in, to be quite honest. And Katenga can come on at right back for Scally. And to be fair, Kasper Nilsson's had an extremely quiet game. He could be the other player that we bring off, but for the time being, we'll just leave things be, and hopefully we can find a way of getting a positive result out of this game. We managed to win possession back. Watson into Chiarodia. Little tippy-tappy passes, making me nervous. Big press from Bayern Munich there on Elas Hein. Now Anastasov, can we find the way out? Yes, we can. Lewis Miley into Katenga. Really good play at the back from our point of view. Still going here, Katenga. He's got support arriving in the penalty area. Swings it into Stupar at the far post. And again, it's clipped the crossbar. And with 20 minutes to go, we're looking more likely that is for sure. We're going to get Opicic on for the last 15 minutes for Stupar. And we're going to demand a little bit more from the team. Voiles into Watson. Now Chiarodia. Plays it all the way back into Hein. Now Anastasov. Back into Hein again. Bit of pressure on him, but he does well to pick the pass again, as well into Chiarodia. Now Voiles into Opicic. Back to Voiles again. To Watson. It was a poor pass from Watson. It was good composure, to be fair, from Voiles, the left back. Davis picks it up, beats Katenga, and Katenga's struggling to keep up with him here. And Davis coming down this left-hand side into Kanceljak, plays it inside, and Carlisle scores only his second of the season for Bayern Munich. It's harsh, but Bayern showing their quality here with only their 3rd attempt on target in the match. We've had twice as many chances as they've had, but all of a sudden they're growing in this game. Alphonso Davis knocks it back to Kanceljak. And now Gilmour into Yao Neves. Strikes it, it's just wide of the post. And unfortunately, I mean, Kasper Nilsson, a 6.2 from him. It's not enough, to be quite honest. A poor performance. And dare I say it, that's probably going to be the league campaign over unless we can find a way of getting an equaliser here. Watson coming down straight through the middle. He's come to this right-hand side now. Finds the pass into Nilsson. Mania, Opicic was there. And no one could get the strike off. And Opicic was actually offside. And it's finished 1-0 to Bayern Munich here. And in terms of potential title challenge, I think we're done already. We were the better side. But again, we've just lacked that finishing touch. And it means we're 8 points behind Bayern Munich. And they don't lose 3 games in a season. And I dare say we will not find a way of winning every single game from here on out either. Mania really struggling since scoring earlier in the campaign. He's had a couple of injury knocks as well, but it's just not been happening for him. Again, we're not playing badly, but we're just lacking, and it's very unfortunate from our point of view. And we remain 3rd in the Bundesliga, so that is a positive for sure. Schalke have actually got a game in hand, so as of the likes of Leverkusen as well, so both of them could go above us. But with Dortmund to play next, if we lose against Dortmund as well, any thought of a title challenge is done, and we'll have to focus in on the Champions League qualification and the Pokal. But in the meantime, we'll just see how things go, and I will see you momentarily again for the game against Dortmund. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game away at Dortmund. We know what's at stake here. It's the big derby. A loss here, we're not in a title race at all, and we have got a big fight for continental qualification. Once again, Leipzig, Leverkusen, Schalke are up there as well. They've just beaten Paderborn away from home, so we've got a lot to focus on here. A win today keeps us within that battle. A loss here, and Wolfsburg, Freiburg, even Nuremberg and Stuttgart are all within touching distance then, and it is going to be extremely close. Bayern Munich have been knocked out of the Pokal by Hoffenheim. Big shock in that one. Dortmund have again been drawn against Bundesliga 2 opposition. And I feel like every time we play in the Pokal, we play Bundesliga opposition. Dortmund again against Bundesliga 2 sides in the next round, and we've been drawn against Wolfsburg. So it's going to be a tough ask in the next round for us. But for us to win a trophy, the Pokal is what we need to aim for going into this season now. Um, and obviously, our aspirations rely on the top four. Um, exactly how far can we go? It's going to be a tough season, this one, I think. We've already lost a couple of matches, and if we lose again today, I think we could be in for a bit of a tougher campaign, in all honesty. Um, Mania ended his goal drought in that cup tie as well. Watson also came off the bench and scored a beauty in that game. So we're getting there, but it's just we lack that consistency at the moment just to keep plugging away at it. But I'm hoping that we can find a way to beat Dortmund here. It is at Dortmund as well, so it's going to be an extremely tough challenge today. But fingers crossed we can find a way. Dortmund did have the better of us at the end of last season with the 1-0 win. And we just need to go out there and give it as much as we can. Big injuries aren't helping matters, obviously, with Katala out, but we have got a strong team out today, so hopefully we can really push through. Here's Chiarodia into Teseli. Plays it down the left. Opacic picks it up, plays it in. Stupar is there, and finally, Nenad Stupar, who's not scored since converting a penalty against Elversberg in the first round of the Pokal. He has scored at last, and we take the lead here at Dortmund. It's a big, big goal from our point of view. We have something to hold on to. Stupar right in front of the goalkeeper, picks it up ahead of Kobel, and we have an advantage. Dortmund straight from kickoff. I hate it when it does this straight from kickoff. I'm hopeful that we can hold on to our lead, maybe even extend it, but Angulo really do want to keep that in. Anastasov intercepting and playing it back as a 1-2 with Scally. Carry into Ornelas, and Lewis Miley picks up on it and finds Kasper Nilsson in a bit of space, tries to get round Schlotterbeck and can't, but he's picked it up again. I mean, he's turned around the wrong way, in my opinion, there. He could have definitely gone down that line, down the right-hand side there. It's come for Scally. Can he get it into the penalty area? Plays it into Kasper Nilsson, back to Eamon Carey, and it's just over the crossbar. That would have been a huge moment if that had have gone in as well. 2-0 would have been a lovely, lovely position to be in. Big chance for us today, but saying that, I honestly think if we beat Dortmund today, I think they could be out of the title race as well. Bayern Munich are running away with it at the moment with 9 wins out of their 10 games. Here is Marcato into Lechner. Cutting inside, finding Angulo. Eamon Carey intercepting well. Lewis Miley into Stupar. Couldn't quite get enough on the pass for Opacic to run onto as Lechner intercepts. Now Kobel into Diamande. Sonogo. Levumbo. Lechner coming straight through the middle here. Lafont now. Space here for Angulo. We've let him free, and Angulo just curls it just wide of the post. We've conceded goals to so many of these Dortmund players in the last couple of seasons. We could be in for a tough time. Levumbo, Sonogo as well. They really do have a good run against us, but can we find a way today? We're doing well so far. Just short of half an hour gone, and we're holding on to our lead. Here is Angulo again charging down this left-hand side, and again we're struggling to hold him back. Good tackle from Scally, and Casper Nilsson picks it up and lays it down the line to Scally, who's under a lot of pressure here, but he somehow finds the pass back inside. And now Eamon Carey back to Scally, charges down the right-hand side. Potential to get past his opposition fullback here, lacking the support, but he still manages to squeeze a cross in and bundling about around the penalty area. It's all moving very quickly, but in the end, it felt lovely for Casper Nilsson, and he finished it superbly as well. A first-time finish, smashing it into the bottom corner. Was he onside? He is onside, so we've just about managed to find a way here. Cobal's clearance was poor. Carey found Miley. Lovely pass into Nilsson. A first-time strike on his left foot. Cobal couldn't set himself. Half an hour gone, and we're 2-0 up here at Dortmund. And this could be a huge result for us. A huge result. Here's Toselli, charging down the left-hand side, finds Opicic. Chance to get it into the penalty area. Lechner does well to win the challenge as Bamba plays it back to the keeper Colbert. I'll tell you what, if Opicic committed himself there, he might have got onto that. Scally intercepts the ball from the keeper Coble, and now it's Casper Nilsson, and there is Opicic, and there is number 3. What an unbelievable performance we're seeing here. Dortmund defensively seem all over the place. They've been so strong over the last few seasons, Dortmund. And yet, today we are absolutely tearing them apart at the moment. Nilsson just laying it across the penalty area for Opicic. The thing is, this is the thing with Nilsson that really annoys me. He doesn't do this regularly enough. He's just running the show down this right side. A goal and an assist for him. And it's just a bit of a strange one with him. He doesn't seem to want to do it very often. And yet he's got a pretty good work rate. It just doesn't seem to settle a lot with him. Bamba intercepting there though. Lavumbo, that's a nice pass. And Kjærgaard is in. And it's a very good goal, that from Dortmund, to be honest. I think Kjærgaard's run was pretty much spot on there. It was a brilliant pass from Lavumbo. He's actually been disallowed. I thought he was just onside there. But again, things are going in our favour. All of our front 3 on the score sheet as well. It's nice to see Stupar, of course, on the score sheet after such a barren run of form for him. Lafont into Angulo. Cutting inside but laying it back to Diamande. Now Lechner. If we can get in at half-time with a clean sheet, that would be fantastic. And Kjærgaard again is in. And again, he's finished it superbly. I'm not too sure if he was onside or not this time either. It was a lovely finish again from Kjærgaard. And again, he's just mistimed the run. He's just offside. 2 really good goals from him. And the first one I thought was close. The second one I did think he was offside, but what a position we find ourselves in here. We've got to keep up the pressure though. We can't rest on the fact that we're winning 3-0. We have to push on. But obviously, the further we go into this second half, the harder it's going to be. We're at the hour mark nearly now, and at 3-0, I think we're pretty much there. I think we've done the job that we needed to do for sure. It's been a hugely important match. Like I say, title challenge is pretty much done and dusted. But obviously, for our top 4 aspirations, we need to be winning games quite regularly. And if it wasn't for this game today, I think we'd be out of the race completely. Losing to Bayern, I think we are out of the title race for sure. But if we lost again today, it would have been an uphill battle for sure going into like the mid part to second half of the season. It's been a hugely important result, this one. I've not made any substitutions purely because we need to make sure that we're there. And that's the second time we've just hit the crossbar from a corner there with Shearodia. And a clean sheet as well against Dortmund. That's something we haven't seen for a long, long while. What a result that is. What a performance from the lads. We didn't maintain possession particularly well, but everything else, in comparison, phenomenal. 2 goals disallowed in that at the end of the first half for Dortmund. Pretty much shot them in the back, to be honest. They finished the game without a single shot on target. That is mental. Brilliant, brilliant result. and it shifts us back into third place. But as you can see, there's only 4 points separating third from eighth, and Schalke emerging as very unlikely challengers at the moment. They're up in second place, out on 22 points. We're 8 points behind Bayern Munich. They're not going to drop that many points, I will be honest. And to be on the other side of it, I don't think we can win every single game from here to keep that pressure on either. So, target is top four. Title challenge is out the window, but the Pokal is what we need to aim for. I think at the moment that is definitely going to be the big one from our point of view. And looking at it, the Pokal is at the end of November as well. We've got some big games in the process, likes of Leverkusen, who are challenging for that top four spot as well. Rostock should be relatively straightforward, but I've been called out on that before. Sarajevo's the big one that we must win. That's the one that will be favourites in, and we have to win that game in the Champions League. And Hoffenheim, we should do okay against them. But I'm looking at the Pokal third round there against Wolfsburg, and it will probably be the Leipzig game away as well. And hopefully we can continue our decent run of form. That game against Bayern Munich in October was the only anomaly, really. And otherwise, we're looking pretty decent. So, Pokal third round to come, and Leipzig away in the next episode. And hopefully, in the meantime, we can continue our good form. So until then, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.